Hi, everyone. It's Sue Coffey here, and I am so excited to be starting a new semester with all of you. And we're going to be studying nursing theory together. I have to say, this is one of my very favorite topics. Like many of you, I had a non-traditional route to my BSCN. I first did, in the olden days, a diploma in nursing. And I think I worked effectively. I was happy in nursing. I worked first in a specialized surgical unit and then moved to the emergency department. But then I decided I was going to go back and earn my BSCN. And when I did, I was introduced to nursing theory in depth. So when I was doing my diploma, we had learned about one nursing theorist and one that we're not even going to talk about in this course, and that was Dorothy Oram. And I had found it dry and kind of meaningless, to be honest. And here in my BSCN, I had learned about all kinds of nursing theorists. I had gone back to their original works and had to read them. And I had really found a theory, again, another one we're not going to talk about, that's Patterson and Zarad's humanistic nursing, but that really connected with me. And I hope as we go through this course and you're exposed to a lot of different theorists, you too will find a theory that connects with you. I thought that the best way, I've sent a message to everybody about how the course is going to unfold, but I thought I'd just record a 5-minute introduction here, and we're going to go over the expectations of the course, and I'm going to direct you to look more specifically in different areas, and I'm hoping that will be helpful. So this is a document that I hope you'll all find. I refer to it, it's called That Course at a Glance. I think why it's helpful is because on just 2 pages, it goes through week by week what the focus is, what the readings are, what might be due, what you should be preparing for, and it lets you really map out what the term is going to look like. And so right now in week 1, and just as with all of us, I've got kids at home and lots of other things going on, so I know you'll forgive me for that. In week 1, it's that why does nursing theory matter? That's our theme. You've got chapters 1 and 2 of the Parker and Smith text, and I've actually, I hope, if for anyone who doesn't have the text yet, you'll have noticed that I posted those chapters just in case you didn't have your books yet. And the required activity for this week is a large group discussion posting, and that's just the introduction. Tell me, who you are, who you want to be, things like that. And I have just read lots of them, and I'm really thrilled to be working with you. There's also a small group posting, and again, that's just an icebreaker posting to start to get to know each other. So all of you are placed in a discussion groups, and you have anywhere from typically 5 to 6 students. At this point, we have 2 groups of 6 and the rest are 5. And you're going to work with your small group throughout the term. And I'm going to talk about how those postings unfold, just because it might be a new model for you. For me, I'm available any way you want to connect. So by Zoom, by Skype, if you use that, by phone, however you need to connect with me. By email is often quite convenient. If you have a specific question, then I can answer it for you. And the due date, and the due date really lets you know when you're expected to have whatever it is completed. So you're posting, or if you've got an assignment due, things like that. So you'll see that week by week, I give you the course theme. I give you the readings that are expected. So you've got that in your syllabus, but on this table, you've also got that. And I've tried to give you readings from both the 4th edition and the 5th edition. They're almost the same in what we're studying. So if you bought a used textbook for the 4th edition, that's just fine. If you're using the 5th edition, that's just fine. And so let's talk about the sort of overall perspective of the course in terms of assignments. We've got 2 midterms, and that's because we cover a lot of ground in the course, and 2 midterms really breaks it up. So the first midterm, you'll see that's in the green box down there. First midterm is going to be open for 2 days, June 9th to June 11th. That's a completely multiple choice test. It's worth 30%, and that will cover modules 1 to 5. So it's happening at week 6 there, but it's covering modules 1 to 5. Okay, and I'm going to see if I can move this down. There we go. And a midterm test 2 is going to happen July 14th to 16th. It'll open at 10 a.m. and it'll the 14th, I think, and close at 10 p.m. on the 16th. And you're going to be looking at just, again, modules 6 to 10. So that test isn't cumulative. Again, we're 30%. Again, all multiple choice. You'll have to use for both of these midterm exams respondents with camera, with the webcam. And then just a little bit later, about a week after that, you're going to be submitting your contribution to the community of learning. And I'm going to talk about that in just 1 second. Okay, I'll give you more detail about that. Again, that's worth 25%. And then you have, instead of a final exam that's written, you know, like a multiple choice exam or something else, it's actually a kind of a fun application assignment. So you get to do a creative assignment, and then you're really going to apply the nursing theories, some of the nursing theories that you'll select that you've learned over the course of the summer. And so we'll give you the details on August 3rd. So you won't get the details because it's like an exam that's being handed out on August 3rd, and you have a week to complete it. August 10th, it's worth 15%. You have some opportunity to really play with it and lots of different ways that you can do it, but you'll get the details on August 3rd, okay? And you have a week to complete that. So let's go back up and talk about what's going to happen within your small group, and then the larger group discussion board, and how you're contributing to the community of learning. When you're learning online, it's so important that there's some engagement, right? If you're in a classroom, you'd be able to talk together and engage together. Well, here it's a little bit different because you're online. And I know some of you have taken many courses and you've probably learned how you like that to work and how you don't. In this course, what I do is I break you into a small group, again, 5 to 6 students. Some of the work you'll do in that small group and posting to that small group board. And then 5 times over the course of the term, one of you as the lead, so you're going to rotate through that lead, will take everybody's ideas in response to whatever the posting criteria were. And you're going to summarize that and you're going to post it to the large group discussion board. Okay, so I'm going to go back up here and we're going to see. Week 1, you don't need to do that. You're just getting used to the environment. You're just individual postings to that large group discussion board, and then you're going to introduce yourself to each other in your small group. Week 2, you're just working in the small group again, and I've posted that discussion board. That starts next Monday. Every Monday is the beginning of the discussions. And then by week 3, you're going to still be working in your small group, but by week 3, what you need to do is within your group, decide which of you is going to rotate through being the lead for posting the synthesis or the summary of everybody in your small group's ideas to the large group. And so that responsibility happens week 4, week 5, week 7, week 8, and week 9. So 5 times in the term, and interestingly, most groups have 5 people. You're going to, one person is responsible for having everybody answer the questions, and you can divide that up. Some people have everybody answer every part of the question. Some people say you can answer part A, someone can answer part B, and we bring it together. However you choose to work as a group is fine, but everyone needs to contribute, and the leader brings it all together and posts it for the due date. So within your small group, what needs to happen then is the leader needs to let the group know by what date they need their preliminary work. So usually a couple of days before the deadline, you will need to have some time, the leader will need to have some time to pull it all together. Does that make sense? So within your group, and you may decide on a standing deadline. So for example, if postings are due at the end of the day, Sunday, your team might decide, okay, on those 5 weeks when everyone is contributing, but the leader has to pull everyone's idea together, we'll all submit our material by Friday at 5, or whatever you decide as a group, okay? So it's good to plan ahead, to be aware of your responsibilities, okay? So 5 times in the term, one of you will have to be the lead for your small group. There'll be a question posed, or a complex-ish question posed, and your small group will contribute to the answer, but the lead takes all of those ideas and brings them forward in a way that represents everyone. So you don't just have to cut and paste everyone's answer, you have to bring it together. And it doesn't mean that everyone has to agree. You might say some members thought this and some members thought that. However, you bring it together, but you need to just represent everyone's voice. A couple of groups have 6 members. If you have 6 members, then for one of the weeks, 2 people will co-lead, and just indicate that in your posting, who are the co-leads. And also, if for some reason your group moves down to 4 members, then for that week, you're going to have to figure out as a group how you bring that together. Okay, so you still have to do the postings, but you're going to figure out how how you bring that together. If your group moves down to 4, and you can always text me or email me if you have any questions as that unfolds. So that's going to happen weeks 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. And those large group discussion posting areas are open, but the questions are not there yet. And the reason is, if you start, let's say you're doing week 7 and you want to get going on it and you want to get people going on it, but there's postings that come before that that are important. It's important to do the postings in order because we learn the material week by week, and there's some foundational material that builds towards that. So every Monday, I will open the new, sometimes a little bit earlier, like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, open the new discussion forum so that you know what's happening, and it's going to happen week by week. And I hope that you find that helpful. Now, you're not graded on it week by week, partly because, particularly for the first one, for week 4, people often find it stressful to say, how am I supposed to answer this? I don't know really what those postings are going to look like. This is a learning process for all of the groups. And we focus on that kind of wiki model. Do you know what most of you I know what a wiki is? In a wiki, it's the community that actually impacts the quality of the material. So not only do you post in a wiki, but people can engage with each other. So if there's things that are incorrect, then they would respond and say that's incorrect. The community learns from each other. So you're going to, especially in week 4 at the beginning, you're going to read other posts. And not only are you going to respond, so every week, once a large group posting has gone up, individuals will respond to at least one other group. So respond to at least one other of the large group posts individually in that large group discussion board. But also you're going to look at the quality of their posting and what they've said and how they've approached that. And that's going to really impact how you move forward with that. Okay, and so you'll see, follow that required activity down in weeks 4, 5, 7, 8, and 9. Each one of you will be a lead. And as you work your way through it, it will become much more familiar very quickly. Okay. And so you're not going to get graded each week. Remember I said you grow, you learn, it becomes stronger as you move through the course. In week 11, you are going to submit contribution to the community of learning analysis. That's worth 25%. So that's really 2 things that go into that. Your participation, so how you have both been a leader and a follower within your group. So how you've supported the leader and how you've enacted the leadership yourself, but also your analysis, right? So there's a description of that assignment, of how you write that up. And that's where you're going to get a grade out of 25 for all of your work. So it's very much more comprehensive, and that gives you opportunity to really describe how you supported your group, how you took part in the learning and other things. And also then I ask you to just cut and paste the evidence of what you're saying. So if you say I was a really strong leader in week 4, I was willing to take the first week when people were nervous, and I brought people together by setting up dates, and this was the quality of our posting, then I need to see that. Just clip it. It's not extra work to find it. I don't care. Some people say, well, my paper's 20 pages long, but that's all just copying and pasting. So the actual analysis, I think, is about 4 pages. You can take a look at the assignment description. But so that's not due until week 11, and it really gives you an opportunity to continue to grow. But it's important that you pay attention, that you follow the requirements, that you don't miss your posts, both your individual work within the small group, right? So this week, for example, you're introducing yourself within the small group, your leadership for your small group to post the synthesis postings, and your individual responses to those large group synthesis postings as well. And so you're going to continue with that posting. What we find is that students who engage in the course and are active with those posts are also students who tend to do really well in the course. It also gives you a lot of opportunity to really improve your grade. Sometimes students like to write tests, sometimes students don't like to write tests, but 25% of the course is based on that activity within the course community. So that's important. And I hope that is helpful. So there we have that overview. I think if you have any questions, let me know. Hold on for a week or two and see as you feel the pattern of working through the course requirements unfolding for you. As I have them or as I'm able to do them, I try to post some PowerPoint or other materials to helpfully make it a little bit clearer for you. And I've started to do that with some of the modules up in the first half of the course. And I'll try to keep doing that as I can. And you let me know if that's helpful or not helpful. And otherwise, I'm here looking forward to working with you, looking forward to the term. And I hope, my greatest hope is that you fall in love with nursing theory. And if you don't fall in love with it, I sure hope you come to see it as our foundational knowledge, as really the core of how nursing decides what nursing is. All right, so nice to talk to you guys, and on we go.